Okay, today we're going to be adding and subtracting multiples of 10, 100, 1,000, 10,000, 100,000 to a number. So to be successful, you're going to need to use your previous knowledge of place value. You're going to need to use the place value grid and explain what happens when you add a two-digit number in one place value column. We'll go on to that in a moment. So first of all, I've got a starting number here, the big one at the top, 609,154. Now before I add 10, add 100, add 1,000, add 10,000, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to represent this in my place value column. So first of all I have 4 ones, 5 tens, 100, 9 thousands, no 10,000s and 600,000s. So I've represented it in there. Now if I were to, first of all, add 10, all I'm going to do is I will be adding one lot of 10 to my 10th column. So I'm going to be adding 1 to my 10th column. So that will only change my number in this 10th column. The rest will stay the same. 609,164 now, as I have 6 in here. Okay, now in order to do the next one, I need to restart that column. So I'm just going to add in 5 again. So now I'm going to subtract 100. Now in order to subtract a number, I'm going to take it away, but I'm only going to take away 1 from the hundreds column because that is all it's asking me to do. So this 1 from the hundreds column has now been subtracted, and that will leave me with 609,000, now nothing in the hundreds column, and 54. Okay, before I do the next one, I need to make sure that I have my original number again. So now I'm going to add 1,000. So I go to my thousands column, I'm going to add 1,000 to it, and now, as you can see, only the thousands column has changed to 10. Oh. Now that's a little bit of a problem because I can't write 10 there, because that would be a completely wrong number. That would now go into the millions, that number has. So what happens? Well, these 10,000s equal 1 10,000. 10,000s equals 1 10,000. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to swap all of those. Swap all of these for 1 10,000. So now my number is 610,154. And as you can see, 0, 9, 9, add 1 would equal 10. That's a good way to check it. So finally, before I do my next one, I need to reset my number. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, reset my number, subtract 10,000 now. So here is a little bit of a problem, because I have no 10,000s to subtract. So what I can do is I can take, just as you would in your column method, is I can take one of these 100,000s, maybe, there we go, one of these 100,000s, and that will equal 10 10,000s. So I can take one of these and I can change it into 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 of in there. Now I know that doesn't quite work, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to be taking away one of those. So I'm going to be taking away a 10,000. There it goes. Taking that away, and that will leave me with 9 in there. So my ending number will be 599,154. Now a good way I can check that is this time I can look at my 60 together, and if I was to subtract 1 from that 60, I would get 59. Okay, now I'm going to start with a new number. This time I'm going to be adding and subtracting multiples of 10, 100 and thousands. So here's my new number, 873,048. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to place that into my place value grid. 8, 4 in there, no hundreds, 3 thousands, 7 ten thousands, and 8 hundred thousands. So number one, first thing I'm going to do is subtract 30. Well, nice and easy. 1, 2, 3. 3 taken away. Now when you code to do this, obviously you won't be able to drag them to your bin, so you will be crossing them out. So now I just read the number as I normally would. I've got 873,000, still no hundreds, but this time I have 1 10. And as I can see, I've done 4, I've looked at my tens column and I've taken away the 3 from that tens column, and that's left me with the 1 here. Okay, before I start, I need to rewrite my number to make sure I'm always starting with the original number and not now taking 800 away from the number I've just found. So I've got my original number back, and this time I'm going to add 800. So I'm going to look into my hundreds column, add 8 into there, and read the number. So 873,848. This time I've only looked at the hundreds column, and I've added 8 hundreds to my hundreds column, and I've got an 8 in there now. Start the original number again. Okay, subtract 5,000. Now I can see that I've got a little bit of a problem here. I can take away 3 of them. 1, 2, 3 taken away from my thousands column, but I need to take 2 more. So in order to take 2 more, is I'm going to swap my 10,000s for 10,000s. And now I can continue to take those last 2. 1, 2. So my final number will be 800, whoa, hello, too big. 800, and instead of 7 it will be 68,000, no hundreds, and 48. So this time I can see that if I had the 73, because those are the 2 columns that I have looked at in this calculation, and I took away the 5 from 73, I've got that 68 there. So that's a good way to check that I've got that right. Okay, let's start all that again. Make sure I have my original number, so I have 1 in there, I've got 3 in there. I've got my original number again. This time I'm going to add 40,000. So I've got my 10,000s column, 1, 2, 3, 4, and that will now leave me with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Whoa, what happens when I have 11? I can't write that as 11 in that column because it completely changes my number. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take 10 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Knew that was going to happen. 10, and I'm going to exchange it for 100,000 because 10 10,000s will equal 100,000. So I've added another one onto there. So my number, get rid of all of these. Get rid of all of these now because I have exchanged it. So my number now will be 900,000, 110,000, and the rest stays the same. Good way to check this is I'm going to look at the 87 now. Those are the 2 columns I've looked at. If I added 4 to that 87, I'm going to get that 91. Your task today will be to look at your starting number for each question. You are then going to be adding and subtracting, first of all, 10, 100, thousands, easy ones. Then it goes on to looking at multiples and gets slightly harder towards the end. Task 2 and Task 3 are looking at these problem type questions, which get you to think about it in a different way. And as per normal, all your answers are at the bottom. Please remember to tick or dot your answers so your teacher can see very easily which ones you've got correct, which ones you've got wrong, just as you would in your maths lesson.